Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds, a Transformation Healing Center. Today is Monday, April 15th, and the moon is in Cancer. It does move into Leo this evening, around 10:25 p.m. on the east coast of the U.S. So we are in for the day that sensitive, very deeply feeling and often variably feeling Cancer moon. The moon made an early morning sextile to Jupiter and then an early morning sextile to Uranus. Most of us here, anyway, we're sleeping, I think. But it occurred quickly, one right after the other, and the reason for that is because Jupiter and Uranus are very close to each other, making a conjunction that happens about every 14 years, I think it is, at the end of this week. So nothing is going to aspect Jupiter without simultaneously aspecting Uranus. We also have Mercury, the planet of communication, which is still retrograde in Aries, make a conjunction to Chiron in Aries. Chiron, remember, was part of the new moon solar eclipse that went across the country. It was exactly conjunct the eclipse. And then a day later, we had our first Chiron return actually, that's not true. Our first Chiron return in the U.S. occurs at the end of this week on the same day that Uranus and Jupiter conjoin. Mercury over Chiron, though, this is the second time Mercury and Chiron came together. The first time was the 20th of March. We can remember back, that was a few days before the eclipse, remember? When we had the bridge collapse in Baltimore. Just to give you a sense of timing there. Also, speaking of the new moon that we had, the eclipse, today we have a first quarter square between the sun and the moon. This is actually part of that lunation cycle that began with the eclipse. And so this is about taking action on seeds planted at that Aries eclipse, so we can see things are going to happen. And of course, here in the U.S., there are quite a few things happening. The ex-president, jury selection for his trial in New York, that's a big deal. Over the weekend, Iran sent drone attacks to Israel. Most of them were thwarted by whatever technology we have there, Iron Dome, this, that, and the other thing. What else? I guess any number of things. I don't pay. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't pay too close of attention to everything. But we are taking action, and we want to take different action, I think. I think that, we are tired of the same old getting involved in things or involving ourselves in things. In many cases, based on suspicious information, we'll say. Perhaps we've come to a point where we're making different choices when it comes to this military stuff, but that might be sunshine and butterflies on my part. The moon also makes a trine to Neptune late tonight, right before it moves into Leo. So we do have a nice ending to this moon in Cancer, trining that mystical, magical Neptune energy in Pisces. So, the moral of this very long story, we'll be taking actions based on our new realization, perhaps, a new way of approaching the world based on an understanding of our wounds and how they have both perpetrated the wounds and brought us into conflict that we don't really need or need to start, perhaps. We have an opportunity to talk about these wounds and talk about what actions we need to take. Remember, the planet of action, Mars is in Pisces right now. So Pisces can be taking action on our compassion. It can also be taking action on our illusions. So we do need to be aware of that. And we have another exciting week ahead. So I just want to point out, you may have seen them already, but it's worth going over and looking a little closer. We have some tulips coming up. There we go. The tulips are starting to come up. There you go, guys. Finally. It's a lovely morning this morning. I think it's going to be a good day for the marathon. It's like cool and yet not too cold, and it's not raining, and it's not 1,000 degrees. It should be a nice quick marathon. All right, everyone, take care. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.